Hello and welcome to Main Street Living. I'm Cheryl Nelson.
Hey, I'm Quincy Carr.
And I'm Danielle Alvari.
I can't believe that we are getting into May now and Mother's Day is around the corner. It's always one of those days where I get so excited to spend time with family, especially since last year with COVID, I wasn't able to see them. How about you guys?
Yeah, same here. I mean, my family's in Texas and, I'm in Virginia, but I know I brought some pictures to share with me and my mother. So that was me as a baby back in the 70s. And then this was a recent picture of us now. And what's crazy is I don't look anything like my baby pictures. Like some people is like, I don't know if you're the same child.
You are. You are. Yeah. And your mom's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be sure to tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom's throwback hair, by the way, was everything. She needs to bring that back.
Yeah, very nice. Danielle, what about you?
Well, I have a picture. This is me and my mom at a event for one of my friends, and she hates taking pictures, but I thought her outfit was so cute. She's a big shoes person, so you can see she's wearing some very cute shoes.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh, yes, super.
Yeah,
classy.
we were very similar that way. We both love to shop together for sure.
I love it. And my parents, this is from Christmas 2019. And so I'm excited to spend Mother's Day with them. And of course, Father's Day too, coming up in June, guys. But speaking of May, we've got a great show coming up for today. In fact, one of our stories, we're going to show a man who takes recycling into his own hands.
That's right. And it's springtime. We're talking everything baseball, food, and much more.
And we're going to talk about how a canceled school play turned into an animated short. You don't want to miss it. Stick with us. Welcome back into Main Street Living. Quincy, Cheryl, I think we can all agree this last year has presented a lot of new challenges. And one of the biggest ones has been, how do we keep kids engaged in school?
You are so right, Danielle. As schools across the country, are dealing with the partial and total shutdowns due to COVID-19, students are feeling the impact of being isolated. And of course, while virtual learning has been the focus for school systems, canceled extracurricular and non-essential activities have left many kids without an important outlet for social connections.
It's so true. So Cox Communications partnered with one middle school drama class in Nevada to help them connect by turning their canceled school play into an original animated film called Drawn Closer. Danielle had a chance to talk with one of the stars of the show and their drama teacher earlier. Take a look.
Right now, I'm joined by Candy Wilder, drama teacher at Thurman White Middle School of the Performing Arts, and Ava, one of the stars of Drawn Closer. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
So Candy, obviously a very unusual year for schooling. How did the pandemic affect your students?
Well, there's no doubt that isolation has had the greatest impact on my students during the coronavirus pandemic. Students have felt lonely. It's affected their ability to engage, to learn, to grow. So they put on these happy faces, and I'm very proud of them for that, but I know that it's been affecting them not having those peer interactions that they're used to.
Yeah, absolutely. So why would you say that extracurricular activities are so important to a child's social and even emotional development?
Well, as a teacher, I really get to see them come out of their shell when they are participating in those extracurricular activities. I say theater, but the same could be said about sports and also about any clubs that they might be in. It really allows for the students to have an outlet to express themselves creatively, and it also gives them those peer interactions that they desperately need at this time in their lives. So when Cox Communications approached us to ask us if they wanted to transform our school play into an animated film, we were just super grateful for the opportunity so that they had that creative outlet.
Absolutely. Something that was born out of the pandemic that just turned out so cool. What a cool thing for these kids to get to be a part of. Let's bring in one of the stars, Ava. Ava, tell us more about Drawn Closer and what is your character? Who is your character?
So, Drawn Closer is the story of a school's opening night of their play, and everything that you could imagine that could go wrong is just going wrong because the star of the show is stuck at home with a broken leg. And so, everyone's working together to find creative ways to include the star in the show. And I play the director. So, the director is persevering and problem solving and trying to keep everyone sane throughout the process.
Wow. What was your favorite thing about working on the animated film?
My favorite thing about working on the animated film was just the connections that we made through technology because we as peers got to be connected and perform even though we were apart.
Yeah. How did it feel to be a part of something like that?
It made me feel incredibly grateful because it gave us an ability to create again, and it gave us an ability to work with those who share our passion after a long time away from them.
I know it was hard for most kids to stay home this year, but especially theater kids. You guys love to interact more than anybody. Candy, what was your favorite thing about working on the animated film?
You know, just seeing the light come back to my students, seeing the life come back to them, essentially, to see their eyes sparkle and be excited again, not only just for my students, but my community as well. We've had some people come up to us here in town and say, hey, your students are in Drawn Closer. And I get very excited every time they bring it up. It's kind of just brought us something to look forward to.
So I have to ask, were there auditions for the roles or how did it all get brought together?
So it was really cool. Cox Communications actually approached us when they heard that our school play had been canceled last year. They wanted to give those students an opportunity to perform. So they came to us and they said, do you have a drama class that would like to participate? And I said, oh boy, yes, because we actually have 240 kids. But my advanced drama was the one who got to participate in this. And they went to a rehearsal. They got to read for some of the lines and then the parts were chosen.
So I have to ask Ava, what was it like acting virtually as opposed to in person with no audience?
It was a little difficult at first, but once I got the hang of it, it's the same because you're still super excited and super ready to just perform. So it doesn't matter who you're performing to, whether it's a computer or an audience, because you're just super excited to do it.
Well, this is just such a cool project, and you are obviously a star in the making. So thank you guys so much for both joining us on Main Street. Where can viewers go to watch Drawn Closer?
You can go to cox.com/drawncloser.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
You guys, this interview was so cool. I didn't even know they had that technology where you could do this. And so it's amazing that in a bad time, we found a way to use something that's so cool and create something.
I'm so glad that people are out and about and they're doing this. And Ava is so mature. If I had her wisdom at that age, wow, I don't know what I would do with myself. So,
I know, a star in the making, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can watch the full Drawn Closer film right here on YurView on May 9th. Tune in or set your DVR because this is one that you do not want to miss.
That's right, ladies. And in the words of the late Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future. But what future are we leaving them with if we ignore recycling? So we'll find out together after the commercial break. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back to Main Street Living. Ladies, in the past few years, we've all become aware of the problem that plastic waste is causing for our environment.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe we've tried to use less disposable plastic or make sure we put it in the blue bins, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like enough. And one group is doing more, allowing everyday people to start their own recycling workspace and transform plastic waste. So Joseph Klatt from Precious Plastic joins us now. Welcome to Main Street Living. So excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So break it down for us. What exactly is Precious Plastic? Love the name, by the way. And where did this idea come from?
Sure. So at Precious Plastic, we design open source, small scale plastic recycling machines, products, and digital tools so that anyone can start their own small business from plastic waste anywhere in the world. And it was started about 7 or 8 years ago, actually, by Dutch designer Dave Hackens. And it was actually part of his graduation project when he was graduating from school. He had been traveling around, seeing the plastic washing up on beaches, really just being wasted around the world. So he was trying to think about what's a solution for all this material. And so he came up with a set of small-scale plastic recycling machines to turn this plastic waste into new products.
So cool. And I know that this last year, especially small businesses have struggled. So that's such a cool thing that you're providing this way for people to start their own. Once things get moving here again, tell us, what is Precious Plastic Universe?
Yeah, so that's kind of like our most recent concept that really talks about all the different facets that we have going on within our community. So yeah, this project was started around 7 or 8 years ago, and since that time, we've had a huge community arise essentially around the world. It's truly like a really grassroots movement, almost, Precious Plastic. And today we have over 400 organizations around the world that are actively using our machines and techniques to recycle plastic into new products in their community. And some of those are small businesses, some are like small scale community projects, some are like university groups that have sprung up using our machines to recycle plastic on campus into new products. So really there's a wide range of different things that people are doing with our technology. And then we also have an online community platform where people are exchanging ideas about different ways that they have worked with the plastic, new plastics that they've tried out in our machines, how that has worked out, different collection techniques. So yeah, and then we also have a online marketplace where people buy and sell precious plastic machines, parts, products, you name it. So essentially all that together is what we call the Precious Plastic Universe. It's kind of the world of precious plastic, and it truly is global. We have a precious plastic organization essentially in every country. You can find it almost anywhere in the world.
Something that affects everyone, and we talked about plastic washing up on the beaches. I hate to see that. What other problems with plastic are you guys working to solve?
Yeah, I mean, there's basically tons of problems related to plastic today. Which essentially boils down to, I would say, the use of plastic for single-use packaging. That's really kind of the target for us in a lot of the problems surrounding plastic. Plastic, it's not a bad material. I mean, actually, it's a fantastic, magnificent material, really. The problem is that it's long-lasting, and that's actually a great thing. You know, we should preserve plastic for those long-lasting items, which uses that to its advantage. But when you're making a single-use fork or a bottle that's just going to be used once, of course we should not be using this material for that, because it's going to be hanging around for hundreds of years, if not thousands. So yeah, we're really targeting single use of plastics. And so what we do, is design these recycling machines that help people actually recycle this plastic. However, we really want to encourage people to not use single-use plastics in the first place. That's really our goal.
Yeah, that's so important, so cool. I know that we talked about the Precious Plastics Universe. What has the response been like for you guys doing this project, and how many people are participating worldwide?
Yeah, so the response has been great, and really it's just steadily over the years. You know, there's been like several versions of our project that have over time, but it's really been a steady growth. And we say we have about 80,000 people that have joined our online forums that are discussing what's happening on the ground in their community. And then around 400 organizations that are using our machines on a daily basis. But because it's an open source project, it's kind of like probably bigger than that, because our technology trickles into other new innovative ideas that we don't even control or see. And that's kind of the benefit of doing open source development, which is where you don't try to protect it with patents or anything like that.
Right. And so when this plastic is being recycled, what types of products are coming out of that?
Yeah, so we have a lot of people who make small scale, like household type items, like planters for their succulents or something like that. People who do educational workshops, who make like keychains or carabiners to hand out at events. And then some of the later machines, most recent machines we've developed, are really human-sized. So you can make tabletops, cabinetry, beams, posts, really larger items. And that's something we really wanted to get into so we can process more material, essentially.
Well, that leads us right into, do you know how much plastic your worldwide crew has actually recycled so far?
Yeah, it goes kind of back to the open source element. That's one thing that's difficult for us to figure out.
To track, yeah.
We did do a survey last year, and we found out that we were doing over 350,000 kilos of plastic per year, and that was just what's known. And I'm honestly positive that there's a lot more happening out there that we don't know of, but we had to put a number to something, so that's what we came up with.
Definitely. And recycling, sustainability, so important right now. Where can our viewers go to learn more and also find out where they can recycle in their area?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about Precious Plastic, preciousplastic.com is the place to go. And our biggest medium is really YouTube. That's where we grew up. So if you want to see videos of us building machines, collecting plastic, check out Precious Plastic on YouTube. And then get in touch with your local government, because there's probably lots of programs for you as well, just through your regular infrastructure to start recycling.
Love that.
Thanks so much for telling us about this. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great.
Very cool. We appreciate it.
All right, Cheryl, we've talked about our future. Let's take it back to the past, to America's pastime, coming up next.
Ooh.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Ladies, I don't know if you've noticed the puffiness in my eyes. We definitely know springtime is here. All the yellow dusting everywhere, all over my car and everything.
Yeah, well, at least you have yellow dust. I'm in the desert, so it's just brown dust all year round. But still, nothing says spring like the beginning of baseball season. And for lots of people, that means playing as well as watching. And for this group of guys in Arizona, baseball just never gets old. Check it out.
All right, boys, come on. Who's there now, boys?
You got the book.
I got it. I'll take it.
A lot of people, when I tell them that we're playing, or that I'm playing in a 60-plus baseball, they think it's like slow pitch or softball. This is hardball. It's baseball. It's baseball rules. My name's Wayne Ellen, and I'm one of the Arizona Coaldale Red Sox. I actually play on it and manage the team, and we have a great bunch of guys. It's a lot of fun.
I'm Joe O'Brien. I am the president of the league, and I am also the 35 Mariners first baseman. Oh, no. Woo! He pulled a Joe! He pulled a Joe! The league started back in 1988, and there was 3 or 4 teams tops. It has grown now in 2020 to 48 teams. We have an 18, a 35, 45, and we also have a 60-year-old division.
Jim Barton's DH and batting
Hey,
8.
guys.
Bill Hancock,
Good.
DH and going to pitch some, batting 9.
I'm probably the oldest at 82. Most of the guys are going to be in their 60s. You're going to have some guys in the 70s. Everybody just trying to do the best that he can with whatever skills he has left at this stage in his life.
I'm Ernie Barton. I'm the manager of the Arizona Rangers men's 16 over baseball team. I'm also a board member, have been for about 15 years. Been playing in the league for about 30 years. This is a sport that we started playing when we were 10, 12 years old, and we just love it so much we just can't get enough.
Attaboy, Orlando!
Luckily, we have men's senior baseball league that can provide us the opportunity to continue to play this sport that we have such a passion over.
I love playing with these guys. These guys are just super, super fun. The banter.
You got a runner naturally.
because you're slow. So.
Hi, my name is with our group, it's like kind of something special. It's really a lot of fun. Thanks for coming. Let's have a fun Tuesday.
Hey, Mariners on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3.
We get to keep living the dream, you know. Baseball doesn't stop after high school or college anymore.
Wow. Those guys were running full speed, and I have no coordination in baseball, number one, but they run faster than I think I'm running right now at my age.
I'm saying.
That was pretty good. I mean, hopefully we're all still running around, you know, when we get to that age. And there are men's senior baseball league affiliates all across the country with more than 45,000 members. So whatever your skill level, if you love baseball, you can find your local club at msblnational.com.
That's right. Well, ladies, it's good to see our senior citizens playing the game they grew up loving. And next, we're continuing with America's pastime. Sing with me, ladies. Take me out to the
ball game.
You left me hanging, Daniel. I cannot believe
I did.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. After baseball fans went through the 2020 season without being able to attend games in person, this year's season feels like a breath of fresh spring air.
That's right, Cheryl. And luckily, most teams have found ways to safely welcome fans back to the ballpark, including the Las Vegas Aviators, whose season begins at home this week. Here to tell us all about it, we have the Aviators General Manager, Chuck Johnson. Chuck, thanks so much for joining us on Main Street Living.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, Chuck, we know the Aviators opening day is May 6th. What are you most looking forward to about opening day and this season?
You know what? We're just looking forward to having somebody back in the ballpark. I think by the time we start playing on May 6th, it'll be almost 600 days between our last home game in 2019 and, of course, the one on May 6th. So to have baseball, to have Aviators baseball back in the ballpark with the fans, our sponsors, everything is just, we're super excited to get this going.
Yeah, Chuck, so, getting things back going, like what are some of the safety precautions that the MLB and the Aviators have put into place for the fans and the players to keep them safe?
Through some changes that happened in really 2020 with the way minor league baseball's overseen, Major League Baseball has taken a much bigger role in that. And with that, we're going to try to create, for the players, really a bubble atmosphere. Myself, our COO president, Don, we probably won't even have access to the players downstairs. There's just, there's going to be such a tight control of what's going on. With that being said, we'll have a little bit of a buffer zone in our seats around the dugouts. And we you won't see a first pitch on the field this year. You won't see the normal game interaction stuff on the field for our fans in between innings. National anthem will be done off the field somewhere else. So really, as best as we can to create a bubble atmosphere for the players, and then for our fans, we're going to follow along with the suggested protocols that are in place by Clark County by that point on May 1st, and we're going to follow the mask mandate. We are abiding by the now 3 feet of social distancing. We have that limited capacity. We're going to try to do, we will be going cashless and touchless on our tickets and moving to a digital ticket platform. So, we're going to try to do all these things really to not only welcome people back because we know people want to do that, but also, try to keep them feeling as safe as possible.
Nice.
Yeah. And I know as a sports fan, they're just excited to get back in there. I know this is your second year in the Las Vegas ballpark. What are some of the unique features of this park?
Well, you can't go too far except without noticing that swimming pool in center field. Having that swimming pool out there is is an awesome feature and a great place to watch the game from. But then as you start walking around, I mean, our food offerings are tremendous. Having Susan Finnegar from Border Grill making her burnt-in burritos in center field. The Ferraros, Gino and Mimo Ferraro having their pizza stand around the concourse. Can't forget the Capriati sandwiches. And then not to leave out the wonderful food that our concessionaire does, Professional Sports Catering, their hot dog products, their tacos, their unique hamburgers. And then the staples, chicken fingers, popcorn, beer.
That sounds more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting hungry just talking about it, and really can't wait to have a hot dog again and be able to watch a baseball game live at the same time.
Yeah,
nothing like it.
Yeah, and that's so cool too, because you named the special foods that you guys have, but what about some of the special features and the unique fun that families can have, or just groups of people as they attend?
I think we'd love to look around the ballpark and to kind of take notice of what fans can expect when they come here and enjoy this place. Even when you factor in that, there's no getting around it. Las Vegas can be a warm place to watch a baseball game in the summertime, but the openness of our ballpark, our huge fans on the concourse, the 9,000 mesh-backed and bottom seats, no more hard plastic to sit on. Those are some of the elements that really provide for some comfort for our fans. And then you look at our huge 31-foot by 126-foot wide scoreboard that projects all the game action. That it's where a lot of our sponsors get their exposure. A lot of fan interaction happens. There's elements all over this place to make it for a fun day or night.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get to the real meat of it here. How's the team looking, and how do they feel about coming back?
It's funny. Our trainer just showed up this morning, drove in from Stockton, California.
Ooh, know it well.
Almost all of our players were at the alternate site for the Oakland A's, which was in Stockton. So nothing against our the single A team, the Ports out there, but the players are really looking forward to get to Las Vegas. Looking forward to setting up shop here in the city, in our ballpark, in their clubhouse, and speaking to our manager, Fran Reardon. Fran was the 2019 Manager of the Year, so because there was he is still the reigning champion. So he says that we're gonna have a fun team. We're looking forward to having the guys. We'll have 28 guys on our roster. I think about 18 to 20 of them are brand new players. Guys we did not see in 2019.
Wow, that's exciting.
A lot of people for the fans to get used to. Yep.
Yeah, well, speaking of fans, whether people live in Vegas or whether they plan to go out and visit, can you let us know and let the viewers know where can they get more information about the Aviators' upcoming season?
Yeah, you can always check out our website, aviatorslv.com. And then, we've been really active on social media like most teams are. So you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yep, all at Aviators LV. That's how you can find us, and that's where we'll be, sharing our experiences from the game, introducing you to the players, letting you know what's happening for our season.
Awesome.
Well, I'm in Las Vegas. I'm gonna have to come out to a game soon.
Oh, please, yeah, come on up. Buy you that hot dog and a beer.
Yes.
Yep, but no pitching. No pitching. Danielle, you can't do that. Okay?
I know. I'm a walking injury, Quincy. I know.
Thanks again, Chuck, for stopping by, and congratulations on your upcoming season.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was great meeting you too. Looking forward to seeing you at the ballpark.
Absolutely, man. Wow. Well, Danielle, it looks like we're knocking them out of the park today, and now I'm getting a little hungry. So are you in the mood for a world-class hot dog, huh?
Always.
Cool. Well, we got that coming up next. Stay right there.
Welcome back to Main Street Living, having another fun show as usual today. And Danielle, Quincy, one of my favorite things about summer is the street food.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
actually, Cheryl and Danielle, what do you get when you marry street food with the international fusion movement? You actually get a delicious mashup of flavors that you've never experienced before. In fact, it's a feast for your mouth and your senses, and so much more than a hot dog, ladies. You got to take a look at this.
Our menu is a plane ticket to take you around the world of flavors. We use the hot dog as a vehicle to show you flavors from all over the world, not just Mexico. Barrio Dog is a development of a dream that my compadre and I had. It went from an idea to a plan. And we were able to open up in 2017. So we designed a hot dog cart out of a 64 Impala. Right away, we saw that people were interested in what we did. We gave them a sense of comfort with our food. So in May of 2018, we opened up the dining room. We were able to bring more people in to enjoy what we were doing and continue to grow the brand of Barrio Dog. What we do here is specialize in hot dogs. We have hot dogs from Tijuana, we have hot dogs from Japan, we have German style dogs, we do chili cheese from Texas. There's so much variety, and the hot dog is the star of the show. So when you come into Barrio Dog, first of all, I want you to feel like you're at my house. I want you to get a feel of family in the neighborhood, from the sounds that you hear to the smells that you smell. What you're gonna see around you is gonna be like walking into a lowrider museum. I wanted to take you back in time. There's time capsules all over this place that have been opened up to share with the public. Being embraced has a lot to do with where your heart is. And people recognize right away that Barrio Dog was not just here to sell hot dogs. I was here to share a little bit of my culture, a little bit of my life with the rest of the community, and that's what's allowed us to grow. I think that's what drives me, right? People to like my food is what drives me, but I let the food be the star. What we do, what drives me, is to continue to produce food that people like. You know, Barrio Dog's menu will never go stale. We're always developing new flavors. We're always trying new things. We're always thinking outside of the box. So every time you come into Barrio Dog, you'll try something new.
Wow, ladies, I have to say I love hot dogs myself, and I know that you can find a good Barrio Dog there at Petco Park. And you can also enjoy a delicious loaded hot dog there while you're catching the Padres game as well. So it might be worth the trip to San Diego, Cheryl. I know you.
It's a lot of fun. I hear they have some great
And the
beverages
Padres are
too.
actually good again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely see them and visit their website, barriodog.com. So enjoy that if you make a trip, Cheryl or Danielle.
All right,
All right,
taking it from the sun, the above ground, to next we're going to the New York underground. It's not what you think, though. Welcome back into Main Street Living. Now, Cheryl, you are our resident travel bug. I like to travel, Quincy does as well, but we can't compete with you here. I want to know, when you go to a new place, do you like the glitzy mainstream things, or you like the under the radar stuff?
Everything, all of the above.
Yeah.
And this next place looks really cool, guys. So we all know that I love to travel. I love to explore. And if you are looking for a New York experience that is away from the mainstream, try venturing below ground to discover the mysterious beauty of Howl Caverns. Take a look at this.
Come in, everyone. Please come in. There's room for everyone. Please come right in. My name's Lester Howe, and I discovered Howl Caverns on May 22nd, 1842.
Howl Caverns is the second most visited natural attraction in New York State. We are just slightly behind Niagara Falls. We're out here in the boonies, but it is a very scenic ride to get here. As a matter of fact, when you look out our front windows, the scenic view is just totally amazing with all the valleys and hills. When you round the corner out of the elevators, you'll start to hear the river Styx. Eventually, that starts to quiet down as the stream widens, and then all of a sudden you can hear the drips coming from the ceiling and hitting the rocks. It's very peaceful down there, to be honest with you. We don't know how old the cave actually is. The estimates are between 65,000 years to 10 million years old. We have the three basic types of calcite formations: stalactites that hold tight to the ceiling, stalagmites growing upwards, and then we have flow stones surrounding the walls. Now, calcite in its purest form is a milky white. However, if that water dripping through the layers of limestone picked up minerals along the way, it actually changes the color of the calcite. For example, we have some red down there from iron, some yellowish orange from sulfur, some black from magnesium, and gray from aluminum salts. Of course, our most popular tour is our traditional tour. Basically, you walk a half mile through the cave, you take an underground boat ride, and then walk out 3/4 of a mile. We can put about 18 adults in there, making the boat weigh about 2 tons, and us guides get the pleasure of pushing these by hand. And then on the way back out of the boat ride, you're actually seeing the bridal altar, where we've had over 700 weddings done down there. And then lastly is my favorite part. It's called the Winding Way. It's 300 feet of curvy cave. There are about 30 curves in that area. Again, that's my favorite spot. We have 2 spelunking tours here on property. The one that is open year-round is called the Adventure Tour, where we suit you up in rubber boots, knee pads, a Tyvek suit, rubber gloves, a helmet with a light on so you can definitely see where you're going. And then we start off with a 12-foot crawl on your hands and knees through an opening not much wider than my shoulder. Lester Howe called it the Devil's Gangway. By reservations only, you can do a lantern tour. That's where the lights are turned off and you are using candlelight on your way out. Every time I go down into the cave, I always see something different that I haven't seen for 37 years. So it is definitely worth the visit. If you've never seen Mother Nature in its finest, this is the place to come.
Okay, I did not even know this place existed, guys, and now it is on my bucket list. I think the coolest thing is to be able to suit up and walk through the caverns with a lantern. Oh my gosh, or get on a boat and go through and look at the stalactites and the stalagmites. You guys excited?
I'm just glad that you're not familiar with it. I don't think you should be underground, all the time. I don't think you should be looking for places to go underground normally, Cheryl, but this is a cool one. So yeah.
Yes, I need a variety. I'm in the air a lot, so why not go check this out? And Howl Caverns will be opening back up to visitors on May 14th. So make your plans to experience the caverns yourself this summer, and you can get more information at howlcaverns.com.
Cheryl on the go, and we got more Main Street Living coming back up next.
Welcome back into Main Street Living. Quincy, Cheryl, another great show. Good to have the gang all back together. You guys were taking turns there with weeks off.
I know. We were. I was on a plane traveling to some places. So I've been in New York and I've been to Florida recently, but I have not been to Howl Caverns in New York.
Yeah.
So next time I go up near Albany, I need to check it out because it's just west of Albany.
I was thinking that you were running out of places to visit, but you haven't done all the underground places yet. So that's good.
Yeah, I think your other to-do list stuff is going to start getting jealous as your list continues to grow. So
yeah, it's so true, guys. But make sure you join us next week. So we have another fun show, right?
Oh yeah, and you can also catch us on the go with our Cox Contour app. Don't forget about that.
And we have new episodes of Main Street Living weekdays, Monday, 9 p.m. local time. So make sure you join us then as we take another stroll down Main Street.